Greetings, everyone. 3 Star here once again. We're going to be discussing an important topic. As always, here we go. Leadership, management, command. Which one? Let's go through a quick summary with this, everyone. Here's the plan. We're going to do a quick introduction, talk about leadership, talk about management, talk about command, and of course, we're going to wrap this thing up and conclude it. Here's what we have. So what is the plan? We're going to talk about leadership, how it affects us, management, how it affects us, and command, and how they all tie in together. The thoughts behind it is so that you'll be educated on what to do and what not to do, but also to benefit you to enhance what you're doing with yourself. So what's next? The topics at hand: leadership, management, and command. What is leadership? The definition of leadership is both a research area and a practical skill encompassing the ability of an individual or an organization to lead or guide other individuals, teams, or entire organizations. There's an example that I'll be going over. It's called Be, Know, and Do. And I'll give some thoughts and feedbacks as we go through that particular portion of this instructional video. What are the attributes of leadership? Be, know, and do. Be a professional. Be a professional with good character traits. Know the factors of leadership, being a follower, a leader, communication in the situation. Know yourself, very important. As Sun Tzu said it best, if you know yourself and know thine enemy, you will never lose a fight. Know human nature, which is the reason why you're here today. Well, we always have to have an understanding of human behavior and why it does and why we do the things that we do. Know your job. Very important. For those who are in leadership positions or soon to be in leadership positions, you have to know your job and be proficient at it and be able to train others at it as well. And you also want to be able to develop those leaders under you and sometimes develop the leaders above you. Know your organization. What makes that organization tick? How do you fit into it and how everyone else fits into it and how that organization affects its individual clients, customers, vendors, or whomever you're working with. Do provide a direction. Set those goals. Be able to problem solve. Do implement those plans and make sure you communicate those plans, coordinate it effectively, and supervise the entire operation. And lastly, motivate. Do motivate. Motivate yourself first, and it will be easier for you to motivate others. Because if you're not into it, they won't be into it. Let's continue. Management. What is management? The definition of management is the administration of an organization, whether it is a business, a not-for-profit organization, or government body. Some examples of management skills or management in general comes to planning, communication, and decision making. Now, of course, some would say, what is the stark difference between leadership and management? I will tell you this much. Leadership is putting you in the right direction. Management is making sure that you are going the right direction efficiently and effectively. Imagine that ladder. You may place the ladder on the incorrect wall, but if you're going through the steps properly and efficiently to climb that ladder, that is a form of management. Now, leadership, of course, means put that ladder on the right wall. All right. Some thoughts and feedbacks when it comes to management is that we need to always consider that in this day and age, sometimes an operation just needs to be maintained. No need to expand upon it, no need to grow it. It just needs to remain efficient. And it's important to keep that in mind because that clear distinction sometimes gets a little bit blurry. So bear in mind when it comes to management, you just want to be efficient as possible and doing it the right way the first time. Let's look at command. The definition of command is to have or be in control or have the authority over a person, a situation, an organization, etc. The big difference between leadership, management, and command. With command, the establishment of an authority has been placed, either by legal reasons, regulatory, statutory, or group agreement that someone has been designated to be in charge. They have the authority and they have the backing that has been bestowed upon them to enforce and control that authority over others. Some examples would be military officers, which by far everyone thinks of command, they think of military. And that can be applied in the business arena as well. And when you think about CEOs of major organizations, they are in command. Unlike board of directors who are simply advising, CEOs actually command the actual organization to point in the direction it needs to go. So keep that in mind from a thoughts and feedback standpoint. That command, you have the statutory authority that's been bestowed upon you to run the show. In conclusion, what did we learn? We learned that leadership is going in the right direction. We learned that management is doing things right the first time. We learned that command is having the authority bestowed upon you, the legal authority to be in charge running the show. So what's next? When it comes to these three individual topics, this is something that you will grasp upon now and will also use in its basic forms in the coming days. As the series continues, you'll see more of this information interwoven into what's coming next. So what are your thoughts about all this? Leave a description, leave a comment, give some type of feedback as to what you've learned from this. There are some things that can always be learned. And as any good leader knows, if he does not listen to his men and women that he works for, he will not learn, he will not grow, he will not expand. And with that being said, as always, more to come. 3 Star out.